Hello there, my name is Valerie White-Williams and I would like to welcome you to my channel, YouTube Success Strategies. And this is where I'm coaching you on how to make YouTube work for you. So today what I'm talking about is YouTube and imposter syndrome. Now this is something that I think a lot of people struggle with, especially when you're starting to think about doing a YouTube channel, because the money meets the road when you start creating content, and it can be really intimidating and frightening. So what is imposter syndrome? That's when you feel like you're not really valid in your career, or you are not an expert. It's when you get really intimidated by, you see all these people all over the place and they're doing great content and you wish you could be like them, but you have insecure. You don't know if you have what it takes, that maybe you're just a fraud, you're not ready to share your opinions. This happens across all sorts of situations. I'm a voice teacher. That's where I started with my very first channel, Vocal Splendor Studios, and actually I've been teaching for a very long time, but when I started teaching voice, it's kind of hard to feel that you have the identity to actually do what you want to do, because most of us are students. We go to school all this time, we might get some information, we might have some training, but it takes a while to get confident and say, you know what, I do know what I'm talking about, I do know what I'm doing. And so that can happen in any industry, like learning to be a voice teacher or stepping into your first job. It's hard before you haven't done it before, you haven't done it as much, maybe not professionally, and so you feel, I just don't compare to these other people. Now, usually what happens with the imposter syndrome is that we're comparing ourselves to other people. That's the big trap, is that, we're looking up this person, they have a great YouTube channel, or in my case, these people have all these students, and I have none. I'm just getting started. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can track that. Maybe I'm not good enough. So imposter syndrome is a lot of different things. It's, maybe feeling that you are not as good enough as other people, that you're new to the game, that you don't know what you're talking about. It could also be in more deep-rooted ideas about self-worth, that you're not good enough, other people are better than you, you're not good on camera, you don't know what you're talking about compared to some others. Now, I think some of the roots come from insecurity or kind of lack of self-worth, not feeling confident, but the biggest thing is comparing yourself to others. Now with YouTube, you see all these people's channels. It's so easy to look at other people that are in your industry or your niche, as we're talking about, or niche. It's two words to say it. And then you're gonna go, oh my gosh, they are so good. They're doing so much. I don't know if I can do anything better. I'm not as good as them. So this is a real block for so many people who really want to start on YouTube, but they look outside and they look at all these other videos and they're like, oh my goodness, I can't do that. I'm just not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I don't know enough. These people are better than me. That once you start doing that, once you start looking outside of yourself, it's gonna fail every time. And I'm also a professional singer, and I've taught and coached many professional singers. The same thing is that there's always people ahead of you. There's always people you think are better than you. There's always people that are getting more performance opportunities than you. It doesn't matter what level you are in the industry. There's always going to be somebody who is further ahead or whatever. So the tip to get through that is to stop comparing yourself to others, especially on YouTube. And of course, as a performer too, we all bring something special to what we're offering. The thing is that we have to go back and see what we really have, take assessment of what we have to offer. But it's this huge industry issue of just feeling like an imposter because we're comparing ourselves to other people. Yeah, so I'm now that voice teacher. I've been teaching for so long, it just comes easy for me and it attracts students to me regularly. But when I first started out, I was pretty insecure and pretty nervous, and I checked out a whole stack of books in the library about how to teach voice. Even though I had a music major, I had been studying for years in college and out of college, I still felt insecure. So that's just kind of normal. So I think when you're starting to start a YouTube channel, it's totally natural to feel insecure, feeling like you really don't know what you're talking about, and that there's people that are better than you. you know what? You just have to accept that and move on. Because here's the other side of that. You have your own unique perspective. You also have your own style and approach on explaining things. So it doesn't really matter where you're at in your educational journey and what you're sharing. You can always share from your own unique perspective, because that's the only thing that's going to make your YouTube channel take off. I mean, yes, people are going to look for information. That's how YouTube works. People search in the search and they're looking for solutions for their problems. But once they find you, what's going to make them subscribe? Because they like how you explain things. They like your energy. They like your approach. They can relate to you. So those are the things that are going to get you through the imposter syndrome. Because if you have a passion for sharing something on YouTube, then you should do it. And there's some skill sets involved, and that's why I have this channel, to help you guys get better on YouTube. But with the imposter syndrome, you just have to kind of like, it's almost like a drug. It's almost like taking a sip of poison when you're going to look at other people and compare yourselves to them. You know, they might have more subscribers, they might have more followers, and then you're like, oh, I can't compete with that. They are just so much ahead of me. I'll never get there. Okay, that's like taking poison and like, okay, it's over. So what you have to do is stay away. If that's going to be a problem for you, stay away from people in your industry that's going to make you feel insecure. So that's one step. And just realize this is normal. It's normal when you start out doing something, even if you're trained, but if you don't have an experience, to feel like you're an imposter. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's hard to go from student to teacher, you know, learner to expert. But here's another tip. As a teacher or anyone who's sending information, I'm still coaching with people. I've coached with so many voice teachers for years. And now I'm coaching with business people that are helping me build my YouTube game and my YouTube business. And I have a lot to learn, especially around digital marketing and emails. Oh my gosh. So I'm spending a lot of time and energy learning from other people to make my YouTube business better. So that's the other thing. So don't look at other people and compare. Comparison is a bad habit. So try not to compare yourself. If you find yourself comparing somebody and then getting that sinking feeling like, oh, they're so good, she's so pretty, I can't do that, then you have to go, no, cancel. If you want it, you can do it. And everybody has an audience, because everybody's different. Some people like other people and some people like this. It's just like music and singers. Some people like metal, some people like R&B, some people like rap, some people like folk, some people like country. That's kind of what we are. We're all different flavors. So we just have to be really clear about what you're offering on your YouTube channel. And it doesn't matter if you're a student or a beginner, because all perspectives are valid on YouTube. They really are. And they're going to attract people to you once you share your information and you're really clear about who you're sharing to, because there's a lot of variety. And like I said, with my Vocal Splendor Studios, that's my big channel that blow up. I'm at over 65,000 subscribers on that channel. There are a lot of people that follow me, but they follow other people too. So I might be one of the people that they always watch, but they have other people they watch. So there's enough for all of us. That's what I'm going to say. So try to stay away from that comparison, imposter syndrome. Then you'll deflate that feeling and have confidence in what you have to offer. Because if you want to go on YouTube, there's a reason for it. You have something to share, and people will be out there to share with you. And they'll be so happy that you're there, because you'll never know until you try it, and then you get that first person who's going to say, you know what, you explained it so well, thank you so much for that video, I learned so much and I feel so much better. All right, so that's what I want for you guys as well. So if this was helpful, please let me know any other tips that help you move forward out of just being stuck and getting on your channel, and how you deal with imposter syndrome. I gave you a few of my tips. So also I want to let you know I have a free Facebook group called YouTube Success Strategies, just like on this channel. And that's where I do a lot of sharing. Sometimes I do trainings there. So I'd really like to see you in that Facebook group, and you can see all the details below in the description. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.